This is the Uprising Revival. Welcome to today's show. I'm covering this because this ties into everything that I talk about on this channel, the rise of the occult, the rise of occult practices in our society, the normalization of these things, and then, of course, the stupidity of the rest of the world who thinks that this is all just crazy stuff. They're either trolling or, in this case, somehow they'll come up with an excuse and say that it's super romantic, and it has nothing to do with occult practices being normalized when celebrities start doing this, and then normal, regular Joes start doing it too because they think it's some sweet romantic thing. Satanist Machine Gun Kelly, who I've covered before, you might remember taking the blood bath, real original, because we've never seen that before from Eminem or anyone else. The blood bath, of course, the satanic baptism, and many things that this clown has done. This guy's supposed to be a hard, tough guy. He's about 12 pounds, soaking wet, and just another reason or another person in society who is influencing and engineering the masses, who's a total, utter embarrassment. Machine Gun Kelly got engaged to Megan Fox. And you might say, well, what do we care, Call? Exactly, we don't. But of course, this is blasted over the mainstream media. And what I'm covering is the fact that after he proposed and she said yes, they drank one another's blood, because that's what normal people do, right?
If you couldn't tell, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are engaged.
He's the most talented boy in the world.
The couple shared the happy news on Instagram, Megan posting this montage of the big moment. According to the actress's caption, the proposal happened on Tuesday, and her message has some other interesting details too. After she said yes, Megan claims they, quote, drank each other's blood.
These aren't Satanists. I mean, for those of you who have been married or are married out there, when you were proposed to or you proposed to that lovely woman in your life, I'm sure immediately after you said, let's go, okay, I'm going to get a knife or a syringe, and then we're going to drink each other's blood, right? And then that person said, yeah, absolutely, because this is normal behavior, right? But in a world where people idolize vampires and these shows like True Blood, they'll just, oh yes, how beautiful and wonderful. It means that they're so close and together because they have each other, they're drinking each other's blood. And then when you hear of rituals, satanic rituals that occur, of course, they just shout out satanic panic. And of course, what's found is, glasses filled with blood. We see it all the time and hear about it all the time. And then they try to make it seem like it doesn't really happen, or it's just some crazy people that tried to mimic something from a movie. This has been going on forever. This is biblical, which I'll get to in a second. I just want to read, of course, the Instagram post where she says, we sat under a banyan tree and we asked for magic. There's that word again, magic, right? Because blood doesn't have anything, drinking of the blood has nothing to do with ritual magic, right? So they asked for magic, and she said we were oblivious to the pain we would face together, in such a short, frantic period of time. What would that pain be in your $25 million home? Here we go. Unaware of the work and sacrifices the relationship would require from us, but intoxicated off the love and the karma, right? And then she says, somehow a year and a half later, having walked through hell together. I mean, what people hear this stuff, they're like, they walked through hell together. They had some ups and downs in their relationship. They dealt with some career obstacles. They probably, through their rituals, literally went summoned demons and went through hell together. That's probably what they're referencing here. Now, Machine Gun Kelly also, of course, proposed to her wearing a lovely black and white top. Could you imagine that? The esoteric black and white duality, the Masonic colors there. That's a coincidence, too, that he picked this dorky-looking turtleneck to propose to her in while filming it, knowing that it would be blasted all over social media, all over lame TV shows like Entertainment Tonight. It's a coincidence. He's pulled it out of the closet, right? Just like all these music videos where they're always wearing black and white checkerboard or whatever it might be, and the floors are, they just pull it out of right field. It's just normal. It's all coincidental. And then they talk about magic. They drink each other's blood. And then they deem people like me and you crazy who constantly point this stuff out and expose it. Now, here's another thing to know about Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox is that he wears a droplet of her blood around his neck. Isn't that romantic too? Right? Almost like Little Nas X putting the blood in the shoes. What's the obsession with the blood? I don't know. It has nothing to do with the blood libel, right? It has nothing to do with Satanist obsession and lust for blood. It's just romantic in today's world. And watch, I guarantee you, like dominoes fall, you will read and hear about imbeciles who imitate this, who drink one another's blood, propose to each other. I mean, it's going to happen. Let's not be naive about it, right? I mean, does anyone actually think that this isn't going to happen? Because it is, and this is how engineering works. That's why these celebrities do these things. I mean, it was only a few years ago that we had couples that were coming out and drinking each other's blood, husbands and wives. Instead of wearing wedding rings around their fingers, they were sharing each other's blood, and they're calling themselves vampire lovers and all these creepy terms because that's normal. So now that we have Machine Gun Kelly doing it, not that I think that there's a single person who's actually a fan or idolized, but I mean, I guess there are. I mean, look around us, really, at some of the people we're living amongst who would be idolizing this trash type music, and who even knows what movie Megan Fox has ever been in. But he's wearing, again, her necklace with blood. They're drinking one another's blood. It has nothing to do with anything biblical or satanic. Now, we know in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 26, it says, "You shall not eat any flesh with the blood in it. You shall not interpret omens or tell fortunes." Because right in that verse in Leviticus, which has a couple of verses about drinking blood, when God talks about not eating flesh with blood in it, he goes right to saying, "You shall not interpret omens or tell fortunes," which is witchcraft and sorcery, which is why they do it. Okay? During these demonic possession rituals, they're all drinking blood. The blood of their newest victim, usually. Some of them will just take it right out of, I can't even get into it here on YouTube, of course, because this is all fantasy land stuff, right? Oh, you're living in fantasy land. Oh, and I'm pointing this stuff out day in and day out. Another day, another story, celebrity. Yesterday you got Kanye West with Heaven and Hell and showing you the veil and all that, and people are too dumb to see it. Then you get the next day, you got they're Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are engaged. You say, who cares? And it's like, oh, wait, but there's more to the story. Oh, yeah? What's more to the story? Oh, they're drinking each other's blood for the engagement. Of course, it's on the date. What was the date for that? Let me see in the article here. 1/11/22. So for you gematria folks, there's a lot in that. And of course, if you just add the ones, you got your 322, you got your skull and bones numbers there. You got a lot of 33 symbols. It's an utter laughable, they pick these dates deliberately. They rub this stuff in the face of people in society, and nobody says boo. They just think that this is normal behavior. God forbids the drinking of the blood of the flesh. Yet this is what these people do, and they use it and do it to summon spirits. So now it's just a matter of time, folks. How long until you hear or see somebody in your Facebook feed, if you're on social media, God help you, but if you're on there, you see somebody up the road or someone practicing the same thing? Because that's how it works. That's the whole point of what they're doing with celebrities. They're normalizing. It's the vampire facial, right? Blood transfusions to anti-age, cannibalism stories. Why do you think that's all out there with celebrities? To normalize satanic occult behavior. And when the celebrities are the ones who are influencing these stupid people who worship them, they start doing it. Oh, I'm going to get engaged and we're going to drink each other's blood because it makes us as close as we could possibly be to each other. Don't worry about AIDS, or I don't know if you can get it from that, but don't worry about hepatitis or any type of disease with drinking. It's so romantic. It's like we're in a vampire movie. That's what these dorks will do, and they'll say, and 10 years from now, if we're still here and the trumpets haven't sounded, these will be the new types of ways people get engaged. I got engaged. Oh, did you get her a ring? Well, I really didn't have the money to get her a ring, but we drank each other's blood. Oh, well, that's the same thing. It's just as romantic. And so on and so forth. And, that's why I pray for these kids out there. And it's so important for me to keep this channel going, to try to reach them, because that's all you can do. I mean, so many Christians try different ways to wake people up. And there's so many ways, right? People hand out tracts, that have verses. People preach, they go door to door. I try to do it this way. We all have to try however we can because we care so much about helping people wake up. There's many different ways to do it, but there's not a more important time period to help wake up the youth than now. They're going to be literally like John Connor walking amongst these monsters and these transhumanist monsters, which is laughable because it does sound so insane, but it's true. So more occult practices, he's wearing her blood on a necklace. We had Little Nas putting blood in a shoe, drinking each other's blood, pour the blood on your face like Kim Kardashian, just a bloodlust that nobody blinks over. They think it's just normal behavior, and the celebrities will continue indoctrinating everyone into it because that's what they do. I thank you for listening to today's show. I hope you're all doing well. Hope to see you guys on the website as well. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. God bless you and your families.